Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Yeah, happy Friday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. What's up, everybody? Everybody, shake your ass. Oh, yeah. Got a big weekend going to be coming up. Going to be doing a little cocktails and karaoke tonight. Doing country.
I am ready to go. I like it. I love it.
I want some more of it.
I try.
So hard.
I can't get.
Can't rise above
Yeah, see,
it.
you guys, and that's where we kind of differ. You guys know the old-ass country. I know more of the newer stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
I know Pound Town. But
Okay.
then I'd have to punch myself after I sang it.
Yeah.
Promise.
I will. I'll have a couple in me.
Let me see here. I've got an email from Danielle. She said, hey, KVJ, I'm getting my husband a beer fridge for Christmas. Oh, lucky guy. And I want to fill it with a bunch of different craft beers. How awesome. Gosh, what an awesome gift. If you've got a husband that loves craft beer, if I opened that up and I had it was plugged in, of course, and they were cold, and it was just like, and it was running, and I'm like, I tear through it. It's like,
All your favorites?
I'd be excited. You know the excitement you have when you're like 8 and you got that kick-ass present that you really want? You're like, oh my gosh, it blows your mind.
Here's what she needs to do.
Yeah.
She needs to bring him to Beer Fest this weekend
Yeah.
and sneaky on the DL,
Yeah.
take notes as he's sampling each and every beer and the stuff that he really likes. You have in that fridge, so when he opens it up, voila.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would be awesome if he opens it up and every beer he loved at Beer Fest is there. I
It'd be
think most
amazing.
men would cry.
Oh, I know. Honestly, I'd be close to tears.
You'd be touched. I mean, that's a gesture.
Nothing brings me joy more than just, when you have that moment. I believe we all have to have our reward system. We all
Yes.
have to have something. And for me, there's nothing more satisfying. I'm the happiest when I've got a cold beer in my hand. I'm getting ready to pour it into that glass, and I'm just like,
It falls in the glass.
I'm just, you know what? I'm just like, this is nothing but just pure fun. And I'm like, that's where I'm like, okay, this is good.
You're drinking it, and, that first wave of relaxation hits your head and your brain. You're like, oh, things aren't that bad.
Yeah, it does. Well, I was reading about, beer, and the reason why people like it is because, and with alcohol, is it goes right to the pleasure centers of the brain. It does. And they've studied the physiology of it, and it really does. And you're like going, okay, it really does make you happy. Scientifically proven that beer makes you happy.
Kev, I mean, I'm not endorsing drinking to deal with your problems, but physically, I can't walk in front of large buildings downtown. If I have 3 beers in me, these fucking buildings are great. It makes me happy.
It does.
There's something it does
changes
physically
your mental
do.
chemistry.
It does.
It numbs the crazy.
Yeah.
It does. It can also bring it out, though.
Well, that's excess drinking.
Yeah, everybody's got to understand. Honestly, if you ever get to the point, I'm so happy being there now. I was a binge drinker like crazy, and I really try to stay away from that extra step, because that's when I the next day you don't feel well, or I just even lose perspective of what's going on. Like, I like riding that, okay, I'm just in that little happy spot, and so, I try to do that as long as I can.
No, that's
If you can do it, it's tough to do.
Over drinking is really not fun. It's really,
No.
and I think a lot of times people don't realize they're over drinking until it's too late. I know that if I'm drinking a bunch of shots, I feel, especially if you're in a bar.
It's fun in the moment.
Yes.
But then this is something about it that you don't realize
You don't.
it's going to have repercussions.
big time.
Well, you know what? It weakens your perspective as
It
far
does.
as like, you don't
You're like,
understand.
this is great. I fucking love this.
Yeah, you're having so much fun.
Feelings going to last forever.
No, it will not.
Yeah.
No, you're going to be vomiting pretty soon in your front yard
Or-
out of your Uber car.
Or just regret the next morning.
She said, I know nothing about craft beer, but my husband loves them all.
Okay.
Could you help me out with maybe 5 to 10 of your favorites and where I could get them?
But see, our favorites might not be his favorites. You got to bring him to Beer Fest this weekend. You're going to try over 100 beers, and you're going to take mental notes. You're going to take notes in your phone, whatever you have to do. You're going to probably get about 15 beers that he says he loves. Bam, you put those 15 in the fridge. Score.
Okay, you have 5 beers you can fill up your entire fridge with. What 5 does Kevin Ralston put in there?
That's good. Great
It
question.
changes all the time for me.
Currently for you.
Yeah, currently for me, my number one right now is Ballast Point's Grapefruit Sculpin. And we had talked about that yesterday. They were a brewery that was in San Diego, and they were brought under by one of the big boys, and now they're national.
They got a fish on the label,
They
right?
do, yeah. It looks like a lionfish almost or something like that. I don't know what's on it.
They sell it in cases. It's got a pink trim for the grapefruit.
Yeah.
You can buy it in a long case in Publix.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is my number one. My number two right now is Cigar City High Lie. Those are both IPAs, and I'm mainly an IPA and ale guy. So that's the other thing is what kind of categories, does your beer drinker like? Because I'm not necessarily like a stout or a dark beer guy. Now, yesterday what we had from Funky
porter,
Buddha,
yeah,
I'm
I
not
loved
typically
it.
that, but it was a very smooth, easy going porter. So I'm like, okay, I could drink this. Now, I probably wouldn't drink 2 or 3, but I had the one. I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. But I don't. It's rare on my own that I'd order a porter or a stout. That's not really my style. And lagers every now and then I do, but I've really found out that of all the categories, and I'm an IPA and ale guy. So 2, Cigar City. 3, I am probably going due south citrified. 4, probably going due south category 3. And I have one more, and it will vary between maybe it's Sweetwater 420 or Dale's Pale Ale. Those are 2 very similar beers.
Have you tried the one I recommended that I love, the little something something by Lagunitas?
I love that one.
Oh, I love that. It's I think 7.5.
I need to have it more because I don't have a solid rating on it as to like where it is. These other beers I can start putting in an order. I don't know that beer well enough to say I would put it in this placement, but I know I've had good experiences with it. That's why I like getting a flight when I really focus.
Yes.
I mean, I get into it, and I it's almost like work for me where I'm like going, okay, which one is this? And a lot of times I'm just casually drinking, not paying attention. But there are other times I'm like
A flight is about a class.
Yeah, and I really focus, and I'm like, okay,
Yes.
really, okay, compare that to that one, and which one do you like? And so the more I do that, the more I'm really able to start now dialing in and be going, that one I definitely like better than that one.
You love craft beer like I love Bigfoot stuff. Like that's your.
It's it's
hobby.
become my little hobby, my little thing. Like I said, everybody's got to have something that you get excited about.
Yes.
You know?
Definitely. If you're not getting excited about shit, what's
You're
the
not
point
living.
of all this,
Yeah.
baby?
Yeah, you just become life is dark.
You gotta
know?
have a little bit of hope.
Yeah, and everybody's got their thing, and sometimes your thing changes and you get into something else, and that's cool too. But yeah, that's my thing.
What's your little thing you look forward to, V? Don't have to be beer. That makes you cozy. You're like, oh, I'm loving this shit.
I really look forward to family time.
Yeah.
Boring. Kevin's bringing beer. You come with family shit.
I don't get enough time with Mags,
Yeah.
me, Rocco, and Panda all together.
I'm just kidding. Family stuff's good.
Everybody's running around ragged. I mean, I really enjoyed the 4 of us just having drinks. No, just hanging out.
Let me see. Got some other emails here today. Somebody defending the old classic, "Baby, It's Cold Outside," because we're talking about.
I really must
Yeah,
go.
I'm not a big fan of banning all this shit. I mean, it's a Christmas song.
Just know that it's the rapiest of the Christmas collection.
Yeah.
Listen to that fireplace roar.
Really, I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
Or
hurry.
maybe just a soda pop
Put
or
some records on while I
the
pour.
neighbors might think.
Yeah, this is kind of, they clean it up. This is Idina Menzel and Michael Bublé doing it, but they called it soda pop. They kind of cleaned it up a little bit.
What
Yeah.
was
They
it
tried to make it a
before?
little less
No,
rapey.
The orig was he was coming with a cocktail. This soda pop crap is a bag of lies, and
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
Let me go here to the one that looks rapey and looks like it is
Yeah.
from.
Give us the OG.
Wish I knew how
Your eyes are like stars
to
right now.
break this spell.
I'll take your hat. Your hair looks
I
swell.
ought to say no, no, no.
Mind if
sir.
I move in closer?
At least I'm gonna say that
Oh,
I
this girl's
tried.
definitely trying to get out.
Bertie might
I
cry.
really can't
Oh,
stay.
baby, don't hold out, baby.
Oh, but
it's cold outside.
I'm not angered at the song.
Yeah, no, I think we were just saying that if there was ones that you said, I was commenting on how there was a radio consultant telling the stations that play the Christmas music with everything that's going on. Every day it's Matt Lauer, it's Russell
I disagree
Simmons.
though. With I think the radio consultant's
saying-
wrong.
He's very. I know this cat. I've worked with him before, way back earlier in my career, and he's very conservative. And so, yeah, he's the most conservative of the consultants I've seen. But he's like, if you don't want anybody saying that song's, it makes me feel weird because of what's happening in today's environment.
But I mean, you're gonna always say something or do something that's gonna make somebody weird or feel weird. Always with everything.
Yeah, but they're saying if you don't have to, people should have warm, fuzzy feelings of love and joy and not creepiness during the holidays. So
But not everyone
maybe don't
looks
throw
at-
that into a mix.
But not everyone looks at that song like that, though.
Here was somebody that sent us an email. Amelia, she got this blog post about Baby It's Cold Outside. She found it on Tumblr. She said, probably not necessarily the most factual source, but they kind of break down the song from a former English nerd teacher here. Big fan of the jazz of the 30s and 40s. Got to understand the references that were made and what's going on here. Because, yes, it does sound like a rape anthem. But taking a little look closer, like where he says, hey, what's in this drink? Or she says that. Hey, what's in this drink?
The Spanish Fly.
Apparently, it was a stock joke at the time, and the punchline was invariably that there's actually pretty much nothing in the drink, not even a significant amount of alcohol. Teetotalers at the time. And so the joke was, hey, what's in this drink? Meaning like, hey, there's no alcohol in this thing. Like, hey, what's in it?
And we don't get it because we didn't grow up in that time, so we're outraged.
That was right after Prohibition, yes, where they didn't have any alcohol at all. So when they were able to finally get it back, they're going, hey, did you give me one of these drinks with no alcohol in it?
The songwriter is just thinking, I just wrote a clever quip, and now he's like, wait, no, not rape, no.
But it hasn't stayed, the time because we're so far removed from Prohibition that now when somebody asks, hey, what's in this drink? They didn't necessarily have the roofies at the time, but the Spanish Fly when it was written in the 40s. At that time, hey, what's in this drink would be a question saying, hey, you didn't put any alcohol in this one.
Gotcha.
That's what they're trying to say. See, this woman is staying late, unchaperoned at a dude's house in the 1940s. That's the kind of thing that good girls aren't supposed to do, and she wants people to think that she's a good girl. The woman in the song says outright multiple times that what other people will think of her staying is what she's really concerned about. The neighbors might think, my maiden aunt's mind is vicious. There's bound to be talk tomorrow, but she's really having a good time and she wants to stay. And so she is excusing her uncharacteristically bold behavior by blaming it on the drink, unaware that the drink is actually really weak, maybe not even alcoholic at all, and that's the joke. So the whole song is done in tongue-in-cheek in the 1940s, but in today's day and age, it sounds like a rape anthem.
But I mean, to ban it when it's really not about it's really not about rape, and then to ban it because other people don't know how to interpret it's kind of stupid, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends upon how you feel about it.
But the song's not about rape, though.
All I think he was saying, the consultant, even the conservative guy, was just saying, just put it on your radar. That some people, and you may get some comments, some people may be like, and I could see that. Some people being like, this song is, how dare you play this song in today's day and age?
We got 20 comments today about the shit we've said. Like, I can't, how dare Virginia? And the next comment was, Virginia. The third comment, fuck this Virginia.
And those are just for my family.
So really, this is about a woman who wants to break out of the societal norms of the time and say, hey, I'm sexually liberated and should be able to choose what I want to do instead of worrying about how everybody looks at me.
She wants to, but she can't.
I agree with the
And
emailer.
he's telling her, he's like, be yourself. Hey, if you want to stay, stay. Don't feel like you have to run out just because the neighbors might judge you. If you want to stay here, stay. Let's have a little bit of fun.
Agree with the email. Love it.
So there you go. That's a little bit of a further depth into Baby It's Cold Outside.
Well, Sonny's not listening because they've been playing that shit on repeat.
Yeah, I think the people that, Leo, who probably, Leo's a ball buster.
He's his own man.
He is.
He don't need no consultant.
He's on the edge, yeah. Screw that. I'm going to go for it. Why not? So, yeah, there you go.
Christmas ball buster.
Is that your name?
We're going to bust your balls this holiday.
Talking about the handicap placard from earlier today, it set a couple people off. Kathy was just irate at the mother-in-law who was renting out her handicap placard for people who want to get up-close mall parking. She said, my father suffered from a stroke 5 years ago. He's been wheelchair-bound since then. And the thought of him not being able to get a parking spot because some fat ass wound up renting somebody else's handicap parking placard to use Say you have no idea how difficult it is just even going to the grocery store with a wheelchair. Somebody was saying, too, the reason why, because that one dude called in and he was like, I mean, how many handicapped people? They're just going to find another parking spot. What's the big deal?
The guy that called you dude. He's like,
dude. Come on,
no
dude.
one's doing it, dude.
Dude. Yeah, somebody had said that the reason why you have the handicapped spots and why we have to go to them is because the extra space. Because if you have one of those wheelchair-assisted ramps that comes out, you got to have the extra room. You're not going to fit in a regular parking spot. That's why we wouldn't be able to even go to the store if we couldn't find one of those spots.
But don't you also just feel like a dick knowing that you're parking in a handicap spot and knowing someone that really needs it? Doesn't that kick in?
That's the weird thing, and I don't get that. There are some people you see in society, and that's why I love doing Call 'em Out on Monday, because they're the kind of people that need to be called out because they just don't care about anybody else's feelings.
It's a weird sense of entitlement.
Yes.
That they think that whatever they feel should override just decency, just common goodness amongst men. It's the same ass bag that gets a fake thing for their dog, and they don't have a real support animal, but they have a fake little license to go bring this support animal in the mall or in the airplane or wherever. It's that same sense of entitlement.
Yeah, the thing about it that I don't like is it's people who are only looking out for themselves. I very much believe that we need to be here and trying to take care of each other and
it's
looking
also,
out for other people. And people that are very self-centered and selfish, I don't like.
And it's also something, too, that
trait.
it affects other people. Like your decisions now affecting other people. You're being an asshole that now affects innocent people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that's the issue with it. She said, I hope that the old biddy selling her paskets, felony charges against her and tons of thousands of dollars in court fees.
Yeah, we learned that, y'all. It's a felony. And you're not talking about a $250 fine like it says on the sign. It's thousands when you sell yours or give yours to somebody else.
Well, it's a felony for a reason because it's figgity fucked up.
Yeah. So,
Dang.
Yeah, so that's kind of a call them out early for Monday. If you see anything jerky, anybody doing the jerky stuff, that's why we do the call them outs on Monday. We also do the positive call outs too, and Sarah has got one here. She said, I just want to take a quick moment to share a quick feel-good Friday story that just happened. I was grabbing a bagel with my son, and a man secretly paid for the elderly couple's breakfast next to me because he just wanted to do something kind for someone. Seeing the joy in this older man's face completely melted me, made my whole day, and it was a total #BeCool moment. Love, Sarah from the 772.
Aw.
Yeah.
You love those little pay it forward opportunities. Mm-hmm. Do some little tiny gesture of good and change somebody's day.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why we like that. So you got something positive. You can share that with us as well. Just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com. If you had to guess, what would you say is the most Instagrammed place in the entire state of Florida? They're able to break it down based on, because they have the geotags now. So I'd like to see actually the breakdown. I was looking for a site that actually had the scientific breakdown of where, but I do have number one.
A selfie by the Lake Worth Tower? Just kidding.
What about that most southernmost point?
That's a great one.
That's a good one. I can see that.
They
That is a
fixed
great
it
one.
from the hurricane. They repainted it. They got the original guy that painted it back in the day to come back out to
That's awesome.
fix all the hurricane and make it look exactly like it used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what other cool shit does Florida have?
Well,
We got a lot of cool shit, Jay Bird.
But I know aesthetically it's beautiful down here. But where are the ball of yarn?
I got a list, and maybe you guys can help add to it because as I start to kind of okay, what's the magic of Instagram? And a lot of it is getting it's very visually pleasing. That's what Instagram pretty much is, and so people they seek out
the artistry.
Yeah, in fact, they even are having. It's really kind of interesting. They have Instagram stores now that you can go into, and they've set up all these tricked up backdrops that are kind of trippy and edgy. And there's one in San Francisco where you go in there, you pay a little fee, and you can take these badass photos in front of these really cool backdrops.
Oh.
There are people that go, whoa, that's such a great photo, and they look all artistic and all that kind of stuff. And so
That's cool.
they put them together and then charge a fee to get in.
I'm pretty shocked how well food pictures do on Instagram. Every time I
Yeah.
take a picture of food, it blows up, man.
Things that are visually pleasing do well. Now, this makes sense, and you can't beat this. In fact, I'm sure this is by far the most Instagram location in the entire state of Florida. Take a guess. I guess you already did. You're both incorrect, but Disney World.
Oh, the big
The
ball.
castle.
You got Epcot ball and just wherever,
Yeah.
because you know what? And the thing they get credit for too is all geotagged at the same place.
Gotcha.
So, they're going to win because there's so many different places and things
can't
you can
compete.
get Yeah.
That
You can't-
mouse dominates.
You can't compete. They are the king of the world.
You're right.
Yeah, so there's no way. But if you started coming up with places in South Florida, there's a lot of really good places. And if Instagram becomes your thing, it's a little too chicky for me to start running out and be like, hey, look at me. Hey, I'm the most unphotogenic guy. Here I am. Ha!
Hashtag prissy cap.
It's
Yeah.
not too tricky for me. I love doing a selfie. I'm in.
If you're looking for locations to get really cool photos, add whatever to my list. I'll give you my list. You add to what I left off. Wynwood Walls, I would say, is probably in your top 5 best in South Florida.
I don't know that. What is this?
Wynwood Walls is if you go down to Wynwood, they have all these buildings and they have artists. And this is part of like Art Basel. In fact, they've got this week, they'll really be showcasing it. So the walls will be amazing this week to go down. They have artists that paint these elaborate, like all kinds of tripped out things all over the buildings. They're all one story. They're not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wynwood's not high rises. They're all, in fact, you might like Wynwood because
Okay.
it's very hipster, very trendy, very artsy. It is all one. In fact,
No high rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would liken it to like a Northwood in West Palm Beach.
Yeah,
that
okay.
area. Yeah, it's that Northwood is trying to.
Gotcha.
They want to be Wynwood one of these
Gotcha,
days when they
gotcha.
grow up. Jupiter Lighthouse,
That's
Yeah.
a big one.
Southernmost point, like you'd said, of Virginia. South Beach, there at Lummis Park or on the beach.
Sobe, bruh.
So Jupiter Lighthouse gets a lot of respect throughout the state, huh?
Yeah.
I would put it on the list. Like I said, and this covers South Florida. If you are out anywhere where you can hear WRMF, this signal, that's what this list would cover. And yeah, I would put the Jupiter Lighthouse as one of the best. I mean, up against about anything of what's on my list. South Beach on there, Ocean Drive, Art Deco. And I'm thinking about those, hotels that are right there, right on
Sure.
Ocean
The
Drive.
architecture.
Yes, absolutely. Fontainebleau, Miami Beach.
Yeah.
For Instagram, they got a lot of really cool things to take photos with. The Vizcaya Museum and Gardens is down there in Miami. You see some of the stuff
beautiful.
they have there. I think Pitbull did a video there. Murakami Gardens in Delray.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to go there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You've got the Breakers,
The Breakers is big.
the Biltmore, which is down
Biltmore-
in Coral Gables.
The Biltmore smells like old people.
Yeah.
Does it?
It smells musty.
Did I ever tell you the story about the Breakers? Buddy of mine that works there, and about their budgets.
No.
It's fascinating.
Oh, about like what they spend their money on and,
Yeah.
and like making sure things don't smell musty?
Yep. At the time,
Yeah.
I think he'd set a $30 million CapEx budget, and he said their requirement is they have to spend every penny by the end of the year. They can not come back with any kind of like added budget, and a lot of it is tearing out carpets, things in the walls, redoing them because, being on the ocean like that, it's really tough, and they don't want it to. And you're right. You walk into the Breakers, doesn't smell old.
Never.
It looks old as hell, and you're like, how is it you go into the Biltmore and you go into the Breakers, same kind of like age between the two, and the Biltmore smells like old ass people, and the Breakers doesn't.
We had to leave early from the Biltmore because Panda and I stayed there one night.
Yeah.
I found a really good rate on Priceline. Now I know why it was so cheap. It smelled like old people, and then he's like, "It's on my clothes." Like it just smells so
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
Old people smell.
musty.
It will stick on your clothes. You have to wash.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Bayside, there's some shopping plazas I think are good. Bayside, Las Olas Boulevard, City Place,
Yeah,
all good
all
places
that.
to get a Instagram photo. Hard Rock Stadium, Marlins Park, and then probably both zoos, Zoo Miami and Palm Beach Zoo.
Yeah, that's a good list.
I want to do that brew at the zoo again. I tell everybody about that. I just love drinking. I love the atmosphere there. Atmosphere's a big part of drinking, in my opinion.
Yeah, oh yeah, I do brew at a tennis court. I do brew on a park bench.
Brew on the toilet.
Yeah, that's kind of gross. Pooping and drinking a beer. I don't. Just wait till you're done.
Don't think I haven't done it.
Multitasking, bird.
I hear you. I forget you guys have kids. You guys got shit going
Yeah,
on over
your
here.
ass just ain't busy enough. If you've never had to poo with a bear, you got too much free time.
I've heard some people, there's kind of two different camps. If you've got an iPhone, you can relate. Have you ever seen the live photo feature? I was going through some of the photos that we took last week, and the photos that my family takes have this live photo feature where if you kind of like hold down, it's kind of like a movie.
It's
and
a quick
like,
little movie.
Yeah. And
It's neat. Yeah, I've got it too.
And I never realized it, and it's like you kind of look like a tool sometimes. You go, oh, here I am. But some people love it, some people hate it. Do you love the live photo feature?
love it. I love
I think it's cool, yeah, because it makes your picture a little mini movie.
Yeah, it's kind
And
of
you
funny
can
to see what people
see.
did before,
Yeah.
Are you able to post it like that where it moves online? Can you do that? If you want to post it up on Facebook, could you have a moving?
I don't know if it does.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
I think it just posts the freeze frame.
Yeah.
It's only on your iPhone that you can watch it,
So
right?
you hit a button where you like it and it'll freeze it, and that can be the picture.
Well, the second that it takes the picture, that's your picture that you can put on social media. But what the iPhone does is it gives you a couple seconds before that.
Yeah.
So you can see what was going on.
Oh,
and-
so many people are gonna get in trouble from that. They're gonna say, "Oh, fuck that shit about my boss," and then the audio. I'm telling you, people it's gonna backfire on people.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you can actually turn it off. You can go to your settings, camera, preserve settings, and flip live photo to on, which seems odd, but it means the next time you open your camera and turn live photo off.
Is there audio with it?
Oh, I don't know.
I haven't heard anything.
Okay,
no.
okay.
I
'cause
don't know if there is.
That would be the
Yeah.
dangerous part.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I haven't heard any audio with any of the photos. I always keep kind of like my audio off, but
Did Netflix release a new list of movies that came out? Do you know?
I have not seen anything specific.
Because it's saying here that Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be available on Netflix, and I almost rented it last night. I'm so glad I did. If it's going to be on Netflix, I love when they update it.
Yeah, they. I usually do have that list. I'm trying to see. I don't think
I
I've
think I
seen
might
one.
have it here,
I've
Kev.
got the. You do? Yeah. They always have a list of what is leaving Netflix and what is coming onto Netflix. You have it? You think?
Well, it's a good time for the internet to go down. It's not going to load for
I
me.
feel like he's messing.
No,
with me.
Kev, look. It just won't load for me. Sorry, I should know not to bring up shit unless I'm prepared.
Mm-hmm. So there's like HBO. I think is kind of doing the same thing. So,
But didn't you say Netflix updated something at least once a week? They usually do something, or am I wrong on that?
I think Netflix is typically once a month. I think every month is kind of like how they move things in and out.
Okay.
8 Mile will be available. Both Ace Venturas will be available.
Okay.
We've also got Full Metal Jacket, Hitch, Nacho Libre, Tyson, The Young Victoria, While You Are Sleeping. There's a bunch of good stuff on here.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it's good because my this is pretty much the last weekend for college football where I'm going to be able to sit down and watch several games, and then after this they go on that hiatus before the bowl games.
And you'll watch some movies and
I'll
programs.
start. Yeah, probably what I'll do is until like the bowl games and that part's over, I'll probably start putting together my list of what I'm going to attack, and then January is when I really get back. That's the cool thing that starts my binge watching season now.
I feel like you're more TV show than movie because I have movies I want to recommend to you, but I don't see you watching them. I think shows are more your thing.
Weird thing about it, my wife, who watches a lot more even like TV than me, I can never get her to sit down and watch a movie. So if I do a movie, it's something that I got to do by myself, typically, and that's why it's harder for me to do. I have to wait for Canon. I don't usually get like the 2 hours where I'm not committed to either work or my wife.
Right.
And so to find that's why it's harder for me. And it's very odd because she always is binge watching, and she just does shows. She doesn't do movies. It's a weird concept. I think it's because they're broken up. I don't know.
I think I kind of know because I was getting in that mode where I was really liking the TV shows. Movies, if you love the movie, you love the characters, you only get them for 2 hours.
Maybe.
The one show that I was watching, Ballers, I loved one of the characters on it. And the thing I looked forward to when I was binge watching, oh shit, I got 12 more episodes with this guy in this episode.
I want to see what he does.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it because now TV shows are being made like a movie.
Yeah.
So you're getting really 3 seasons of that movie you love.
Yeah, it might be. So it's a weird thing because, like, I think now she's on Shameless, so she's.
I'm getting ready to start that.
She
Yes.
loves it. Yeah, she
I've
really
heard
likes
great
that.
things about this show.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff I gotta get to, and somebody told me get back on the new season of Scandal, so I might start off with that.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw this interesting list about TV shows that their ratings are increasing and TV shows where the ratings are decreasing. And there are only 6 shows where the ratings have been increasing. And the rest of them, the ratings have been decreasing. They say only the 6 shows that are drawing bigger ratings this year than they did last year. The sitcom Mom is doing the best. It's up 14% from last year. The show This Is Us is second, up 13%. Chicago PD up 11, Bob's Burgers up 7, Dateline up 4, and Chicago Fire up 3.
It's kind of all over the place. Comedy, drama. I mean, there's no way to really.
But listen to how many shows are falling off and how much. And these are network broadcast shows to let you know the specifics. Lethal Weapon and Exorcist have the worst. They're both down 37%.
Were they shitty last year too? It's just a shitty show.
I think they
that's
start off okay, and they
Okay.
just, it's like, they're like, okay, we feel good about this. And all of a sudden, poof, okay, whoa, the ratings floor just dropped out. Empire is third. And that's kind of interesting because I dropped off that show. I haven't watched an episode of Empire in almost probably about a year now. And I don't know why. I can't explain it. I just one day just kind of
Fizzled.
You ever walk away from something and you're just like, I don't know why I never went back.
I
Maybe
try
a
to.
store or a restaurant or something like that.
A husband.
Yeah.
It happens.
Well, that's easier, I think, to figure out why.
Empire is down third worst, 36%. That's high, though. You've got Blind Spot and Designated Survivor, both down 33%. Designated Survivor seems like that would be a great, like, thrilling, like, first episode or first couple. That's the Kiefer Sutherland where they bombed out the prez and all that stuff, and he had to
Yeah.
become it.
Big splash in the beginning.
Yes, and then after that, it's like, okay, now this is just a show about the president. Like, the
'Cause
excitement's over.
Because I loved The Office. It was arguably my favorite show I'd ever watched, and I started not watching it. I'd always think about what made you not watch it? Shitty writing. It was different than before. Trying to force new characters down your throat that you could not connect with and giving them way too much screen time, way too many storylines. I think sometimes if you don't have someone checking yourself or checking you and how you're writing, you could fuck it up. I'm not a big fan of overdoing the new characters sometimes.
It's tough. I mean, I know doing what we do, there's some elements that are similar. And that you're so in it and you're always trying to get that feedback, true, genuine, good feedback. Sometimes, too, they lose out of those writing rooms somebody that's really good. And if you don't have somebody that was just like, if you had one dude that was horribly, like, just awesomely funny, and he goes on to Saturday Night Live or somewhere else or just quits, and you're trying to make up, and this other person just isn't as funny, then I'm sorry, the show can't be as good.
Completely. And sometimes things get shut down and the person's not even right. Like the guy you're talking about, like the SNL guy, his ideas could have been good, and the one guy's like, "Nope, I don't like that idea." It's all opinion. You never know when that it gets shut down.
Yeah, so that's, I think, tough for a lot of people. And they do try to do a lot of focus group stuff to see how they're doing. And then, but sometimes if the focus group's like going, I'm not liking it, they're like, we don't know how to fix it.
What was the one show you would go down? You went down as an extra. What was that called? That was
Bloodline.
Yeah.
You even said towards the end it kind of fell off for you. What made it fall off? What was annoying to you?
It was the writing. It was like, the creators had said they really wanted it to be 6 seasons. Funding got cut because of the state of Florida, and so they tried to fix it into 3. Now, I don't know if they would have had the same ending. If they would have, I'd have been really pissed if I'd have waited 6 seasons for that ending. I haven't talked to anyone who's like, that ending was great. 3rd season of Bloodline sucked. The way it ended at the end of 2nd season, wow, it had a lot of potential.
Shitty storyline?
Yeah, it was the storyline. It was because what had happened was it started with a family that was in the Keys there, in Isla Morada, that they were the family. You ever had that? And I grew up in a small town, so I kind of get it. You have those families that are the prestigious families that people look up to. They kind of set the tone for the town.
Yeah, the fancier family.
Yes.
The one we all look to and like, ooh, they have the cool stuff.
Well, you think they have it all together. They're the ones that seem to have the best character, the best morality. They're the ones that are the civic leaders in the community. And so you start off with that precipice, and then you realize they've got a dysfunctional element in the family. And how they deal with that dysfunctional element now brings them all down, and you realize that they're not so high and mighty after all. And I think we always see that, what's behind the facade. And so you're like, as the facade starts to crumble, it's fascinating, like, how are they going to try to save this, and where's the family going to wind up? And so that's what was good. And where Bloodline ended was it was at a point where, like, going, they're all screwed. How are they going to get out of this? And that's where I was like, I can't wait for season 3. And then it just didn't have what it should have had.
To a certain extent, do you think every human has somewhat of a facade to them?
We all probably, I think we have the way that we see ourselves, and then we have the way that we want the world to see us. I think we all have that element. And there are probably parts of us that we love, parts of us that we loathe, parts of it where we think that we are misunderstood, and if people only understood this about me, they would like me a lot more. But yeah, I think we're all complicated individuals.
I completely agree, and I do feel like we all have a little bit of a facade,
Yeah.
somewhat.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, don't get me started on Virginia's.
That's why I think the valuable lesson for everybody is be careful before you judge people. Because a lot of times it's a
true.
reflection of yourself, and it's your own self-loathing that I think a lot of times causes you to judge other people because you want to change the reflection. You don't want to look in the mirror. You'd rather look at something else.
It's so weird you said that. There's a person that gets on my nerves, and I can't understand why I always butt heads, and I realize I see all of the things I don't like about myself in that person.
Who is it?
Oh, I would never in a million years say, but
Yeah.
I always wanted to figure out why does it always go fucking wrong with this person? It's because I see qualities in that person I don't like about myself.
Yeah.
So you're bringing some fucking truth over there.
Okay.
I'm dying to know who this person is. Wait, let me just ask you a question. Do I know this person?
Maybe it's you.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
You could not find two more opposite people.
We have some intersect. All three of us have parts of our personality that without a doubt intersect. Yes, we're different. We look at the world different, but there's a lot that we do agree with. Maybe I'm wrong.
Who is it? I'm dying to know.
You ran out of time, Virginia.
What a cliffhanger.
There's that sweet music I love.
Will you tell us on Monday?
No, to the urn, baby.
Coming up this weekend, you got a lot of stuff tonight. Cocktails karaoke, 7 o'clock. Blue Martini, see you there. Tomorrow, Dunkin' Donuts. That is going to be from 8 to 10 a.m. right there on Southern, close to the South Florida Fairgrounds. It's Texas Roadhouse that it's right next to. And we're going to have Dolphins cheerleaders and all that kind of stuff out there. Then we go to the Palm Beach Winter Beer Fest. That is going to be from 1 to 4:30. Then we go to the Beer Fest patio party at Double D's from 5 to 7. So
You can get dropped off in the morning and then you can just walk because all of your events are in walking distance right there on Southern.
yeah, you know what?
You can just walk and then walk and then walk again.
We do this all the time. If anybody just wants to come hang out, you can just hop in my car and I'll drive you. If you want to follow me all day, I mean, we'll start with donuts and I'll buy you a coffee, and then you can ride with me over to Beer Fest, and then we'll end at Double D's, and then just know at 7 o'clock I'm probably gonna want to go home because the Buckeyes are on at 8. So
Oh, you'll have a full Saturday.
I have a very full Saturday.
That is
yeah,
real full.
So I gotta watch myself because if I get a little bit a little too drunk at the Beer Fest, I go home and then my Buckeyes shit in the bed. Oh gosh, I gotta keep it together.
Take
'cause-
to Twitter.
Oh, it's the worst. If Kev's drunk and the Buckeyes get destroyed, oh, it's just a bad day. Just a bad day.
sad Saturday.
Oh, your Sunday's going to be so sad.
It's Saturday.
Saturday.
SADURDAY. Saturday.
Saturday. Wah, wah.
And then, of course, next Friday, we've got the 12th annual Vanilla Ice Holiday Block Party at the Wellington Winterfest at the amphitheater there. So put that on your calendar for next Friday. Y'all have a great weekend. And don't forget to check out Bud's Chicken and Seafood. 7 locations in Palm Beach County. Get the bird sauce, delicious chicken, delicious fish and shrimp, and everything else.
Really pushing the chicken fingers right now.
I just had those over the weekend.
Yeah, and people are emailing me and asking me if they can be in the chicken finger eating contest. It's filled up now.
It is.
It's packed to the brim,
Okay.
baby.
Wow.
They got the best chicken fingers in the game.
Absolutely.
They're so delicious.
Pop off and get some this weekend, Bud's Chicken and Seafood. We'll see y'all later.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.